How do you want to show up on purpose? It is so easy to get lost in the day's activities. There's always one more voice. There is always one more thing to think about or plan or do. It's very easy to react instead of intentionally show up on purpose. So, how do you want to show up on purpose?
Yes, is rivalry. We have Mom, first impressions only, she says. We have Rachel's, if I don't win, someone's gonna die before we leave. And Zachary, I just wanna win.
No, see, Mom, no.
It's not fair. The game goes on.
Mom, no.
The first thing I want to encourage you to remember is that you have basic self-care needs. You have basic human being needs because you, homeschool mama, are a homeschool mom that is also a human, and humans need to satisfy their basic needs. So let's consider a few of those basic needs that you might be skipping over. One of the most important, I think, is addressing your emotional atmosphere. Taking care of your emotions and having a plan for you to feel your feelings and experience life in the natural way that you are, but also know how to engage it so that you can be intentional in how you engage the people outside of you and their emotions too. The second thing I'd encourage you to do is develop a yoga or stretching practice. Let your body express its emotion through physical movement, stretching. It's been powerful for me. And of course, exercise every day. If we tell ourselves every day, then when we miss it, it's okay because we've mostly done it every day. And we could think of exercise as moving, just moving. So many opportunities with our kids to do fun things like maybe yoga with our morning routine. Maybe we can go for a walk with the dog to go get the mail at the end of the day just to get a few minutes of quiet time. Maybe we can do a Friday night dance party. Whatever it is, get your body moving every day. Burn off the tension and build up the endorphins. The next thing you can do is to include things that you like to learn in your homeschool too. You're going to spend maybe a couple decades learning all sorts of things. You might as well include things that you love to learn too. The other thing I add that took me a while to add is supplements and basic nutrition for your brain. Think about supplements and the food that you eat as both nourishing for your soul, but also for your brain, because what you put in your mouth is going to make you feel better or possibly worse. Create quiet time just for you. That might mean that you have a routine after lunch quiet time with the kids or without the kids. Maybe they're on their beds or in their playroom for 20 minutes, maybe an hour, whatever it is you need. Or maybe it means you're creating a quiet time once a week to do something just for you. Include activities that you enjoy in your homeschool. That could be reading aloud a certain book. It could be including a certain subject, but it could also be an extracurricular activity that you want to bring the kids to as well. Not just you sitting outside the soccer field waiting for your kid to finish their practice. Include alone time in your day. Not just in the bathroom and not just at the grocery store. Alone time so that you can think your own thoughts. Foster friendships. You might gain friendships that begin online in the Homeschool Mama support group or in various other places online, or you could also build them in your town. And sometimes that means getting on Facebook and saying, hey, local homeschool group, I'm here. I have this child, this age. I'm curious if anybody else would like to join me at the park or the museum or the nature center and get to know other people. Build a community of homeschool support for you. So if there's anything that I learned in this homeschool community, it is that we are all very different. And that's a beautiful thing. We are all very comfortable as time goes by in our homeschool journeys. We're usually very comfortable being ourselves because we're with ourselves a lot. And we learn how to be independent people. And we can create those independent families, but we can be independent families that also rub shoulders with other independent families and connect with other independent families. So we can honor and acknowledge our separateness and also come alongside other families that are also separate and enjoy their uniqueness too. So build a community of homeschool support. Do you know who you are outside your homeschool mom identity? We're homeschool moms, but we're uniquely us too. You're specifically you, and you will not always be a homeschool mom. You won't always be a full-time mom. You'll always be whoever you were when you were 8, and whoever you were before you were a mom, and whoever you are now. So grab your journal and answer these 3 questions. Who is this person that is you? What interests did you have before you were a mom? What interests have you developed now? What interests would you like to include that you may have forgotten? How can you become more you? What are your relationship goals? Your relationships are including all the people in your world, the significant people, whether that's a partner, a best friend, a mom, a sister, a cousin, whoever it is that's important to you. I'm talking about those relationships. What are your goals in each of those relationships? Because sometimes if we don't have intention towards those relationships, they are draining us of a lot of energy. So what is your intention toward each of those relationships? You could grab your journal and you could write down the most important people in your world and what your intention or your goal is toward those people. The more effort you put toward a healthier relationship, the more healthier and happier you will be. You'll feel more connected, you'll feel affirmed to be more you, and you'll do the same for the other people in your world. To ask yourself, how am I showing up on purpose in my life? In how I respond or react? In how you engage your emotions or the situations in your life? In how you're investing time in your life? And how you're permitting yourself to embrace who you really are. Are you permitting yourself to fully embrace who you really are? How do you want to show up on purpose in your homeschooling life? I would love to hear that. Would you put your thoughts, whatever you feel comfortable sharing with other homeschool moms, in the comment section down below?